And a lot of it goes back to the changes that are happening in our lives. And,
Yeah.
you know, our lives are constantly evolving, right? It's constant. We talk about friendships changing, perspective changing, and sometimes after you move, you lose your spouse, you have to move. So location changes, a lot of things
Identity changes.
shift. You move to a different house, even a different city, and um, and people don't like change. You know,
Yeah.
we hate it. We hate change.
Especially change we're not choosing.
Yes, yes. So we like to know what's coming, but what advice can you give to other widows to embrace change or to feel better about change?
Oh, so I think one of the things I would say is to really honor all of your feelings. Okay. So I teach what I call the PAD method, because a lot of times when we're feeling overwhelmed, we're feeling paralyzed, we're scared, you use this method. And so that is to pause and get grounded. So pause and get present back in the moment. If I need to do that really fast, I'll just like run my fingers over my palms,
Mm,
or like just like kind of like get back, like here is where my body is. Right. So we pause, take a couple of breaths, what have you. And then the A is acknowledge. Acknowledge how you're feeling. Don't try to judge it. Don't try to change it. Just acknowledge it. I'm really pissed off right now. I'm scared. I'm frustrated. I'm happy. I'm overwhelmed. Anything. And then do something. Get
mm,
into some sort of action. Right. So if that is so, as I'm writing my book and we're submitting it to agents right now. And there was a day I was drowning in anxiety. And I literally said that out loud. I was talking to some of my clients and my friends. I was totally acknowledging this. I was owning it. And I would just get really present. And I would say, I am drowning in anxiety. And then I would do something. I just pushed send on an email.
yeah. Okay.
So if you're dealing with this change, like let's just say, let's use the example of moving to a new home, right? Get really present, acknowledge how you're feeling. I'm scared. I'm scared of moving to this new house. Or I'm scared about paying the mortgage, or I'm pissed. I'm
Mhm.
pissed that I have to leave this house that I love,
Yeah.
or I'm pissed that my husband died, my
Yeah.
spouse died, right? Because we can be angry. There are days that I'm really angry. And then do something, right? What is the next right thing that you need to do? And if you can't do something towards like your goal, then just get up and change your physical state. Have a dance
Mm,
party, go for a walk, take a shower, something where you can break that stare of how you're feeling right now. So we pause, acknowledge, and do something.
yes. It's that fear of change that keeps us paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do something, I'm all about taking action, girl. I'm all
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. And again, we feel our feelings, because when we stuff them down, it's like pushing a beach ball under the water in a pool. Eventually it's going to explode. It's like, I call them the emotional riptides. When we fight, if you, I've never been caught in a riptide, but I have been told that if you were to be caught in a riptide, if you fight against it, you will drown. The natural inclination is to fight it, but you
Right.
will drown. If instead you relax and you start swimming calmly, then riptide will pull you out of it. So when you're having all those feelings, when I am sad, I dive into it. I let myself be sad, because when I fight it, I can drown in it and it
Yeah.
sticks around. So I own it all the time. I'm like, I'm cranky. It's not your fault. Just cranky. And then I let it pass. Like that was one thing I used to, Mark would come home from work. I'm like, just so you know, I'm in a real bad mood. It's not your fault. Just dealing with it. And then it would pass. But he would come
Yeah.
home and be like, are you okay? He's like, I'm fine. I was like, well, you're not acting fine. It's like, I'm totally fine. I was like, okay, well then you're really pissed off at me because you're not acting fine. So just acknowledge it without trying to change it or judge it.
Right, right.